Content warning. Paradox Live includes themes of trauma, child abuse and neglect, violence, suicide, death, human experimentation, and gang activity. Viewer discretion is advised. What's up, heads? Welcome back, and I hope you've all been enjoying the fandom hype around the anime release and the coming Revolution stage battle. If you haven't already checked it out, Paradox Live is available on Crunchyroll, though I don't believe it's available in all regions at the moment. I, for one, am absolutely pumped about it, and the first episode was definitely an enjoyable experience with 3D CGI that isn't eye-bleedingly awkward. All that aside, today we're talking about the final unit of the original 4, and I'm going to do my best to be a normal person about it because I want this to be informational and unswayed by my personal preferences. So let's get to it. Akanyatsura, also shortened to AKYR, is a 5-man group comprised of the last surviving members of the Suiseki Yakuza family, or Suiseki Gumi. Their ages range from 28 to 17, and they model a family unit in a similar way to the cat's whiskers. The way the name Akanyatsura is written translates literally to bad guys or villains, which is fitting given their being a part of the criminal underworld. The name was given to them by their former Yakuza boss, and there seems to be a bit of wordplay, as Akan is also Osakan dialect for no good. The leader of this group is 28-year-old Iori Suiseki, aka Kashira, or Captain, voiced by Takayuki Kondo. When he was just 14, Iori was taken in by the previous Suiseki boss, and he would later be adopted as his son. This crime family is the same one that Yohei from the Cat's Whiskers was once a part of, and he had been Iori's partner while working as security at the gang's cabaret club, Club Candy. This is also the same Club Candy where Anne from Bay is the top-earning hostess. Iori is also the one who employs Kanata by giving him dirty jobs. Iori's right-hand man is 27-year-old Zen Gaho, aka Gazen, or Sudden, voiced by Shima, and Utaite. He was originally a police officer who came to the Suiseki family to investigate undercover, but he's a terminally bad liar and was quickly recognized for what he was. Even so, the gangsters were won over by his kind-heartedness, and Zen was won over by the gangsters' ninkyo, or Yakuza chivalry. Zen now works as floor staff at Club Candy, also using his powerful physique to handle troublesome guests. 24-year-old Hokusai Masaki, aka Furai Boy, or Hobo Boy, is voiced by Shunichi Toki. Though he's already an adult, he's often pulled along by his younger brothers into their mischief. He's also a part-time high school student, taking evening classes to receive his diploma. He was unable to do so during his teen years due to being homeless at the time, but he was eventually taken in by Iori and the Suiseki family. His childhood was difficult due to his father being an imprisoned violent criminal. Hokusai was often persecuted by those who associated him with his father's actions, and so he began to prefer animal companionship because of the lack of judgment he received from them. Hokusai is good friends with Ryu from the Cat's Whiskers, and he's very attached to his younger adopted brothers, Satsuki and Reo. 19-year-old Satsuki Ito, aka Gaia, is voiced by Tasuku Hatanaka. He was picked up by Iori after being released from juvenile detention, where he was sent after taking a fall for a friend. Though he's hot-headed with all the trappings of a stereotypical Yankee delinquent, he's actually quite considerate and hardworking. He attends night classes and works as staff at Club Candy, where he's developed a huge crush on Anne, who he doesn't know is biologically male. In a complimentary thread, Satsuki's given name and MC name are both fairly feminine, despite his stated desire to be seen as a big man. His incompetence talking to women, though, is just one of the many things that he is teased for by Reo, the youngest of the boys. Though they bicker often, they're actually quite close. 17-year-old Reo Maruyama, aka Reo-kun, is voiced by Shogo Yano. He was raised as a rich boy, but his family ran into debts and other difficulties that left Reo abandoned. He was picked up by Iori and now lives comfortably as the slightly spoiled, bratty youngest brother of the gang. He also attends night school with his brothers, the three of them taking their classes at the same high school that Shiki from the Cat's Whiskers attends during the day. The group came together in parts, Iori being the first involved in the gang, then Zen and Hokusai, followed by Reo and finally Satsuki. About 2 years before the start of the series, the Suiseki family was raided, and all but these 5 members were killed. Obviously, this incident left a deep imprint on the survivors, and using the 10 billion yen prize money to revive their Yakuza family is their stated goal at the start of the competition. Iori, however, is suspicious of the parties behind the Paradox Live competition and wonders if they could possibly be connected to the raid itself. Contrary to their dangerous exterior, the group's interactions are very domestic. The 5 of them all live together in a traditional-style Japanese home that was the only Suiseki property left after the raid. Iori is often busy running the club and doing other shadowy work behind the scenes, so the cooking and housekeeping falls onto the shoulders of Zen, who is in turn helped by Satsuki. Zen and Satsuki also wake up earlier than the others to train at the gym and join Iori at Club Candy in the evenings for work. Hokusai, though an adult, doesn't work at the club and instead spends his days wandering around town like a stray cat, sometimes accompanied by Ryu. Reo occupies his free time hanging out with the hostesses from the club and playing gacha games, which are funded by Iori. He and Satsuki fight often, as they're the 2 youngest and close in age. They have some really relatable sibling interactions, like fighting over bathroom usage or game consoles, with Zen often having to step in and reprimand them, though he tends to take Reo's side. For this reason, I like to say Reo is like the ultimate bratty little brother, who starts fights because he knows he can get away scot-free. In a lot of ways, Akanyatsura was designed as a foil for the cat's whiskers, and where the latter drew its inspiration from East Coast hip-hop, Akanyatsura's inspiration came from the West Coast. Obviously, as the gangster unit, they're also influenced by gangster rap. However, in an interesting and surprisingly culturally aware move, they were also influenced by Latin music because of Latin American influence in the American Southwest. This was also a way to provide a cheerful and festive element, because not only is Akanyatsura a gangster unit, but their gang was specifically involved in the local summer festival or Matsuri. So, their songs range from an old-school gangster rap vibe to straight-up reggaeton, a genre that encompasses hip-hop, Latin American, and Caribbean elements. The lyrics of the songs also vary, with some reflecting a more dangerous, threatening image, and others being essentially party hype songs. Common elements, though, are the themes of being bound together as brothers and finding strength as one. Okay, so I managed to get through the meat of the video without too much bias, I think, so just let me tell you my thoughts on Akanyatsura in 20 minutes or less. Just kidding, please stop looking at the video runtime, this will be quick. Akanyatsura has put out nothing but bangers from day one. From their solemn-sounding call for families, to the absolute hype powerhouse that is Rowdy's, I think that they all contain a lot of heart with solid composition to back up the lyrics. The characters themselves are similarly full of heart and energy, which is how they constantly end up bumping into others and becoming embroiled in their affairs. Their social media interactions are always fun, filled with lively and endearing banter. However, just beneath the surface, there's always the reminder that they're all 5 young men who have suffered a great deal of loss and hardship, and have just found happiness together. This is why they'll fight so fiercely to defend their family. All they have left in this world is the bond that they've formed with each other. Anyway, I hope I didn't bore you too much with my rambling. Now that the video's over, I'll add my personal opinion that Iori and Zen are a couple, and it's just never explicitly stated. I mean, they wear matching rings, and their phantom metal illusions are the brother deities, Raijin, god of thunder, and Fujin, god of wind, respectively. But that might be a topic for another video. Now that I've finished introducing these 4 groups, my next video will be outlining the events of the stage battles. I'll be giving general summaries and touching on important plot points, so there will be spoilers in those. If you'd rather read at your own pace, you can find the drama track's English translated transcripts in the links provided below. It also seems that the anime will be following a storyline for the stage battles, so please check it out if you get the chance. Thanks for joining me today, and I'll catch you later, heads.